Hi, I'm Mrs. David, and I'm the art teacher at Indian Trail, El Sierra, and Pierce Downer. I would like to talk to you about our theme of art in the environment. At the beginning of the year, you spent time looking at the art of Bob Ross and the art of Ansel Adams. You took photographs in nature. Now we're going to move on to another topic of art in the environment, and that's called public art. Let's start to think about what public art even is. I want to show you this short video, and you're going to look at public art through this little 6-year-old boy, and he's really cute and funny. And I just think that this video describes a lot of what public art even is. Let's take a look.
Almost every city has public art, but sometimes we don't even notice it. And sometimes it's impossible not to notice it. Let's go explore some outdoor art. It's free! What the heck is this giant bow and arrow doing here? What does it make you wonder? It kind of looks like a ship. Did Cupid shoot his arrow into the ground? Did he leave his heart in San Francisco? Which perspective do you like better? Asking yourself questions is a great way to make sense about art. Action. Check this out. It looks like a sea urchin. Think about the location and how it relates to the art. The artist learned how to make origami when she was a kid. Sometimes her paper art becomes permanent sculpture. Do you have a fountain in your town? Do you know who made it? The more you learn about the artist, the more you'll understand the work. Hey, I'm over here in the woods. This almost looks natural. It's nearly 100 feet tall. How did this get here? They used a crane. How does it stand up? There's concrete and metal inside. What does it remind you of? The artist said it was inspired by your church tower. What does it mean? The artist wants you to decide. Question it. Does it look different in daytime or nighttime? Is it related to the stuff around it? What is it made with? Is it permanent or temporary? Are you opposed to interact with it? Does it refer to the community? Did the neighbors help make it? Get out there. Get out there and notice your local art. It was made just for you. What kind of public art would you make?
Okay, so now that we watched that video, let's talk a little bit about public art. What is public art? Public art is accessible to all people. It's outside or in public spaces. You might walk into a city or into your town, and you will see different pieces of art. It might be a big mural, a painting, a sculpture, a piece of stained glass, ceramics, mosaics. Earthworks are like stacked up rocks in different formations or leaves arranged in certain ways, or just installations of different things, like you saw those pieces of wood installed together. You'll find it in public spaces. You could find it in courtyards by big cities and buildings, or you could find it in lobbies of buildings or in public libraries, anywhere that anyone can go because it's free, like you saw in the video. Public art is just art that you find in the world. It can be temporary or permanent. It can be out on display for a long time, for years and years and years, or it can be something that's there a very short amount of time. Let's say an artist set up a group of leaves. Well, over time, they'll just blow away and dry up, and the seasons will change. So that would be a very temporary piece of art, very short piece of art. The next slide, let's keep going. Public art is a reflection of how the artist might see the world. Like maybe they'll be in response to some kind of event that's happening in the world, and they want to use art to get their message across to the world. without saying words at all. They'll just use art. Public art helps cities gain value, cultural value, social value. Economic means like monetary value and a sense of pride and belonging. When people come to the city to look at public art, they have to spend money to take transportation or buy food, eat out. Maybe they're going to go see a play and then they want to look at some public art. So public art kind of gives you that sense of belonging and pride, and it raises money for the city or area that it's in. We have the Bean in Chicago, and a lot of kids are like, yeah, I've been to Chicago, I've seen the Bean. Yeah, you also went like downtown, you had to pay for parking, maybe you took the train. It also kind of unites us together. They're like, yeah, I saw the Bean. Okay, yeah, I saw the Bean. And that kind of connects us as people and gives us a little bit of pride that our city has certain art and maybe another city has a certain kind of art, and you grew up one place and then you moved as an adult and then you're like, wow, when I lived in that city, I saw that public art. It gives you that sense of pride. Sometimes public art reflects history in the changing times. Something's going on in the world, or somebody wants to honor someone with a sculpture or a mural or painting. They might do that through public art so the whole community can see that. It also becomes unique to the city and the location. Maybe it's unique to the city or location because it highlights the people that live around. Maybe somebody from that area created that art, and it just kind of reflects the culture and what's happening around that city or town. In the video, our little friend with the red curly hair talked about a bunch of questions, and he said when you see public art, you need to question it. So imagine you're walking down the street and all of a sudden you see this sculpture or painting or mural and you're like, whoa, what is that? Okay, that's your turn to become the investigator. You're going to think about how it relates to the stuff around it. Why is this piece of art here? There usually is a reason why it's in that specific location. Is it permanent or temporary? Permanent means is it staying there fixed for long times, years and years? Or is it temporary? Is it going to be gone in a few days or a few months? What is it made with? You're going to have to think about what material and kind of investigate and go, wow, is that steel? Is that rocks? Is that made out of little pieces of glass for mosaics? Whatever it may be, you're going to try to determine what it's made out of. That will help you with some clues. And does it reflect on the community? Is it something that has to do with the people around it in the community? Are you supposed to interact with that sculpture when you see it in the maybe interacting means, are you supposed to walk up and see a painting and there's a special place where people stand and you take a picture of yourself in front of that painting? Or maybe it's you can stand on it, walk on it, go through it like a tunnel or something. So public art, there's some pieces that you interact with and there's some that you don't touch at all. You have to ask the question, what does it make you wonder? You'll be thinking about what kind of public art you want to make as we go into some of our activities in the next couple of weeks with Art in the Environment. Let's get out of this slide. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know how to get out of presenting. Let's exit. When you go back into the Seesaw activity, here it is right here, Art in the Environment. What is public art? The first step you're going to do is you're going to click on these little instructions and listen before you do anything. Right here will be the video that I'm recording right now. Right now, it's just the first page of the template. So after you watch the video, you're going to click onto the template. I'm the sample student right now. And you're going to, first of all, see slide 1 right here. And it says, if you've not watched the entire video on public art, stop. Do that first. The directions for the template are explained on this recording. Here's the thing. The art teachers and I have really noticed that kids aren't watching to the end of a video. And then they turn in something on Seesaw that's totally not going along with what we're explaining in the video. It's not going along with the theme, or it's not following the steps. And then kids are sending us messages like, we don't know what to do. Well, you would know what to do if you watch the video to the very end. So make sure that you watch to the end before you go on to the first slide. I watched all the way to the end so I can go on to my first assignment. Every one of these slides on the side you're going to answer. There are 4 of them. And they all have the same format, a 1, 2, 3 format. First, you're going to look at this piece of art and you're going to answer 3 questions. See how there's a little arrow right here? I would click on text box and I would put my answer there. I would read this question, click on text box, put my answer in there. Click on text box, put my answer to this question in here. Okay, you can see that this is a sculpture that looks like a bent spoon and has a cherry on top. And the questions are, what do you think it's made of? So you'll make a guess. I know you probably don't know because you can't like touch it, like really see it. It's just a photograph. You'll think, is it related to the stuff around it? Ooh, it kind of looks like a city's back here. Maybe there's a pond here and some trees and a garden. Okay, I'm going to think maybe, I don't know if it does or not. You can answer your answer. Are you supposed to interact with it? Well, okay, I see some people there. There's a path here. Maybe, I don't know. So I could write my answer here. After you answer all 3 questions in section 1, you're going to use this little pointer finger. Let's see if I can get it to go. Oh, come on. If you click on this little pointer finger on yours, it will move this little text box. Oh, there it goes. It'll move this little box. And I don't want to move it right now because underneath number 2 right here, the second thing you do is you're going to move this little box over to the side and you're going to read all the stuff that's under there. All the clues and the research is under there for you. You're going to read all that after you answer the 3 questions in number 1. You're going to read all the parts to this. I give you the artist, the materials it's made out of, the size, a couple of fun facts, the year it was made. That will give you some clues to answer this last question. The last question says, how does learning about the art, artist, location, materials change your understanding of the art? So it's like your aha kind of a moment. You might put another text box, see the arrow, each arrow has to have a text box. You might say something like, wow, I thought that the art was about this, and now after reading the clues, I realize it was about this. And you'll give us that little aha moment that you're having. You'll give us that reflection. So you have this piece of art. You need to do 3 text boxes. Then move that over and see what it's about. Then you're going to click on this one. You're going to answer those 3 questions. Move this over, read it, and answer the bottom one. And the final one right there. You're going to look at this piece of art, answer these 3 questions with text boxes, move this little thing over. Remember, you can only move that little thing over when you're on the pointer finger right there. You'll move that over, and then you'll answer your final question. To turn in your assignment, you're going to click the little check button and send it on to your teacher. I hope that you have an amazing week as we start to learn about public art. Do a little bit of reflection. Watch the video. Have a great week.